Gag or drag gay men?
Drag.
Whoa, but that's you.
By and large, I know.
thought you love yourself.
I love me, but not that part.
Hello. I am Justina Tranter, and I wanted to start a podcast to have conversations about the beauty and the art of collaboration. So much of what we love as fans and as consumers is we all bow down to one person in front of the camera making that amazing thing happen. But as someone who has spent their entire life helping other people make their vision come true, I wanted to start a podcast to have conversations about that. And today, we have two really, really brilliant, funny as fuck people. Putting you on the spot, you better be funny, God damn it.
Not happening.
We interview so many musicians on this podcast. And instead of, like so many podcasts, it's like the person, the host, just like lists someone's accolades. But since this is about collaboration, I'm going to put that task on the collaborators.
Oh, can I go first?
So you
I get to say Caitie.
Get to introduce Caitie.
Yes, oh my gosh.
And things that you love that Caitie's done and why you love Caitie and all that good stuff.
Oh my God, this is so gorgeous and intimate, actually. I love
never
Caitie
really done it
Delaney
like
so much.
this.
This is Caitie Delaney, one of my dearest friends in the whole wide world, one of my, a collaborator at this point for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We wrote a TV show together that we sold 3 times and never got made. But it was such a joyous process, and maybe even more important than the joy, we got paid a lot, and that was nice.
You get paid every time someone buys it.
You get paid every time someone buys it, and every time they don't make it, you say, I hope we can trick someone into buying this again.
Anyone else buy
Caitie has written for so many things, but probably I think your longest gig writing for Rick and Morty. Was that
That was
the
my
longest?
first gig.
First gig.
And probably, most recognizable.
Like that's the big, wrote for Rick and
Yeah.
Morty.
I mean, a cult.
Yay.
Hello.
A cult smash hit.
I love that it's the first thing people do.
I love that.
Yeah. Because it's so me, really. At the end of the
At the end of the day, you're Rick and Morty. But wrote for Rick and Morty, has written things with Trixie and Katya for their live tour, helped write a live tour with them, has done punch up on a bunch of things with our friend Alex at Point Grey, has written truly so many things. But I met Caitie first from a series of hilarious videos that she was doing on Twitter back in the day, if you never forget, when Twitter used to be
when
cool.
it was good, yeah.
It was cool when we got there.
Yeah.
And then we quickly ruined that. But we met doing stupid videos on Twitter, and I just fell in love and was like, this person is so goddamn funny. And we became friends and collaborators. And I would just say Caitie is one of the funniest people working right now.
Yay, Caitie!
Round of applause for that.
Yeah.
Keep mine short.
Well, I'm not really as good as that praise.
You don't know a thing I've done.
Oh my God, I'm racking my brain.
All trash.
I believe
all
he
trash. Yeah.
tells jokes online.
I think he's like an internet guy.
I mean, I don't know what to say about you that hasn't been said before. You're truly the funniest person I know. And you're brilliant beyond just being funny and having really good stand-up, which you should all watch if you haven't. Just really good ideas. Every time you call me with an idea for a show, I'm like, that's the best thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
A multi-hyphenate. Incredible actor. Can't wait to see more of your acting. You're just a wonderful friend, a roommate. You're just everything to me, and I love you so much.
I love you.
And am I supposed to say more of what you've done?
No, I think
No.
I think people know what Caleb does.
it's we all see Caleb on our phone every day. Caleb.
Yes. That
Enough
is
of
what
that.
you do. You're
Enough
just
of
like
that.
always on my phone. Like I have a burner TikTok, so like it doesn't know that we're friends. Like I don't think it's connected to my contacts at all, and yet just constant clip from Caleb podcast all the time.
Yeah,
it's like
same.
enough already.
Same. It's
That's very funny.
it's 90% of my feed is you
How do you feel about that? Knowing you that
insulting
you're in
bisexuals.
Well, no, I did that one time, and I'll never escape. Well, I did it 3 or 4 times. I think it's the fact that I'm everywhere is a real sign of how bad things are going in culture. I think the culture is on the way down, and the fact that I'm popular is a huge
It's
sign
all
of
on your
that.
shoulders.
Yeah, it's my fault, and the fact that like I'm everywhere is like, wow, we couldn't do better.
Yeah.
But it's good for me. So
How did you two first meet?
do you want to tell it or should I?
Twitter.com. Okay, so it was 2019. We were on Twitter. We were doing a lot of jokey stuff on there. Now it's just kind of yelling about yelling at bots about
you still on there?
politics. No, I'm finally off.
Oh, good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm really
I've
proud
been
of you.
off for about a month now. It's not been that long. Most people have been off for like years at this point. Anyways, 2019, Twitter. I thought you were really funny. You had a video in particular about when you're trying to like support a friend and you keep trying to like get a word in edgewise, but they keep talking over you. So it's like, and if they had said, well, yeah. And just doing that for, a couple minutes was really, really funny. And I can't remember who DM'd who first.
Yeah, we'd like followed each other and then we DM'd him. I was like, hey, I'm going to come to LA soon. I was living in Chicago at the time and shout out Chicago.
My hometown.
And I was like, I'm going to be in LA soon. I think we should hang out. And then we did. And then we just became fast friends. And I was developing, after that, a TV show. I started to develop a TV show based on the series of videos that I had done on Twitter. And it kind of started to morph into a new idea. And I was like, I want to do it with someone who's written for TV more than I have. And so I asked Caitie, like very kind of formally at that point, to be a collaborator, that I was like, we both have so much fun together. We both think each other is funny. Let's like work on this. And so that kind of just jump-started us spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had that collaboration. You first had your show at Quibi, R.I.P.
Yeah.
And it was, so Quibi was like the longest an episode of your show could be is like 10 minutes or 8 minutes or something like that. Quick Bites is what it famously stood for.
Yeah. Is that true?
Quibi was Quick Bites.
That's what Quibi meant?
Quick Bites of narrative comedy.
Content. Yeah, they were making content.
And so you had sold it to Quibi, and then we were moving on from Quibi, obviously. Yeah. And the task was to turn Caleb's idea into a 30-minute, like more narrative structured thing. So that's sort of, I think, why I was brought on, as I had written on 30-minute comedies before.
Well, I think that's like, because hopefully this conversation is entertaining, but I also hope it's people who really want to learn about collaborating. And I think that you reaching out to her, someone who's already made proper television, is really smart. I think that shows, like, it's so many people, I think that there's no point to collaborate unless someone can elevate and walk you through something they've been through before. And I see so many young pop artists who are just like, they've come to co-write with me, but they actually have no interest in what I have to say, because they're like, no, but I know everything. And it's so smart to be like, okay, I'm trying to go somewhere I haven't gone before. I need someone to help me do that.
Genuinely, I was thinking on the way over here that I was like, what made Caitie such a great collaborator is I think there's such a great balance to strike between, like, you actually shouldn't go for the person. I didn't want a writer from like Modern Family or Seinfeld or someone who's been doing it for decades. Like, I didn't want like an old veteran. I wanted someone who's very good at what they do, who has done more than me, that to this day is a much better TV writer than I am and always will be. I genuinely, I'm like, I wanted Caitie because I'm like, Caitie is smart and funny. I'm already a fan of hers, but also Caitie isn't some grizzled old vet who's just throwing this on her plate to like make another
thing.
Buck. Yeah. It's like, no, she'll give a fuck. She's young. She's hungry like I am. And so that thing you're talking about, there's a balance to strike, I think, between like getting someone who can teach you something, who has skills that you don't have, that you admire, but who also like not trying to swing so far above your weight class to where it's so different. I think there's a really good balance to strike.
Yeah.
But trying to find collaborators that you're not intimidated by is such a loser's move. You should, people do that. They're like, oh, I'll collaborate with this person because they'll like let me walk all over them.
Man.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah. It's like, that's a loser move. You need to find a collaborator that you're the tiniest bit intimidated to pitch to because they're so good at what they do.
Do you guys remember when like you first started collaborating that you were like, okay, was there a moment where you're like, okay, this is probably gonna work?
Ooh, Caitie?
A moment. God, I mean, we're talking pre-pandemic here. All my memories from before that, they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was like back
wiped
then.
clean, yeah.
No, I think probably the first time we had like just a co-writing session and Caleb told me the idea and we immediately started riffing is like, yeah, that works. I think we're both open to each other and like building off of each other, that it becomes obvious pretty quickly that it's going to work with someone.
I think an early sign for me was that Caitie didn't, even though she had more technical experience and knowledge than me, she didn't, the first time we met, I actually remember being like, it's not a test, but it would be a huge red flag for me if she gets really like bogged down in like what has to happen, like how it has to go. I always find that boring in collaboration where it's like, well, half-hour TV is like this. It's like, it may have always been like that, but it might not be tomorrow and it might not be in our show.
Yeah.
And Caitie wasn't. Caitie was just so like, we would get going on an idea and I'd be like, yeah, I kind of think it'd be funny if he went here and like the comedy would come from this. And Caitie would elevate it in like a totally different, crazy way. And that natural, in comedy, it really is all about like, just like the vibe and trying to make each other laugh.
Yep.
And I wanted to make Caitie laugh. And if I said something that didn't get as big of a laugh as the thing before, I'd be like, get it
Scrap
out of
it.
here.
Yeah.
And that is like the most fun part of doing comedy is like, there are times when Caitie and I have written stuff together or just like been talking about a thing that we experienced that we are laughing so fucking hard that we're crying. And I'm like, that is what it has to be like.
Yeah.
Or else it's no good.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're not precious about stuff. Even if you really like something and it's not really getting that energy, that the laughy energy, you're like,
oh, I want the laugh more than I want anything.
totally.
Yeah, I'd love to be wrong if it means, if the laugh's not there, fuck my idea. Yeah,
And it all starts with that. And then you figure out how to work it in structurally to like what you're trying to do. But that's where it starts.
Have you always been that way where you're like, if this, because I feel like a lot of times when it's the right, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like in this collaboration, you kind of do what I do, which is you're helping
I think so, yeah.
the person in front of the camera get their idea across the finish line and elevate it.
Yes.
And I find a lot of times with me, people newer to collaboration who, in my world, they're going to be the ones singing the song, right? If they're newer to collaboration, if there's something about it that they love, but it isn't working, they have a really hard time letting that go.
Yeah.
And it takes them experience to learn that, like, even though you might think that one lyric is so cool, but if it's not serving the song, we have to get rid of it. I feel like people in our position, because we're like bird's eye view outside of the superstars, like singular vision, we can like the diva. we can see those problems quicker for you. But you just said that if you don't get the laugh you want, that idea is gone. Have you always been that way, or like would you fight for things that you shouldn't have fought for originally?
No, I've not always been that way. But before I answer that, I want to say something about what you were saying, which is that you guys are actually so similar in that exact way, but also in the way, and this isn't always true of people that play the role that you have both played so often. But is true of both of you is that you both also are superstars. You're incredible on stage. Caitie is a phenomenal performer, and you're just choosing to do these other roles. Your Twitter videos are like some of the funniest things I've seen, and it takes like a real recognition of performance and timing. And I know this makes you uncomfortable, but I don't care. But same with you. It's like when I see you perform, I'm like, oh, it's Justin's gift to everybody that they are choosing to write songs for other people.
Thank you.
Because y'all are that good. And so I think that's something that I am so inspired by about both of you is like, you actually have like the skills and the courage and the like confidence to do behind the scenes stuff. If I had to do behind the scenes stuff, I don't know that I would be able to, because my ego would be like, I want to be up there, you know? But no, I have not always been like this. Training improv in Chicago beat that ego out of me. The ego of being like, my idea is the right one no matter what. If anyone disagrees with it, they're wrong. Training in Chicago will beat that out of you, because it's all about collaboration and finding the best idea and giving yourself over to the idea and saying yes. So if someone steps out and they have an initiation that's totally opposite of what you were going to initiate for an improv scene, your only job and the only way to be good at improv is to make it the best thing possible and not try to change it. And so that really like changed my preciousness and like I would say training in improv is the most important collaborative skill I've ever learned, because it like took that self-importance out of my work. And was like, no, the best thing to do is get the funniest idea, and it doesn't matter if it comes from you, because by nature, like by virtue of being in the room, it's also yours. You know what I mean? If Caitie has the best joke in the script, but we co-wrote the script, that's our joke.
That's our joke.
You know what I mean? Like, why would I hold on to my joke just for the sake of it having technically come from me? That's stupid.
It's so stupid, but it's so common, right? I think so many people make that mistake because you just want to prove that you did like the best joke or the best.
You want to win.
You want to win.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Which is stupid because the whole point of collaborating is that you're winning together.
It's collaborative.
No one on the outside knows which part of the song I wrote. No one on the outside knows which part of the song somebody else wrote. They just know that they really like the song. No one's there counting.
And
you should be in service of creation.
Always.
Not in service of your ego or your whatever. Like when you're really making the best stuff, it's easier said than done, but when you're really making the best stuff, you're in service of creation and tapping into this like thing that kind of hangs above all of us rather than like, I'm the guy. It's like, you don't need to be the guy. You just need to be in service of creation and it'll go where it's supposed to go.
Can you guys ever remember a moment where there was like if the answer's no, that's fine too. We'll just move along quickly and pretend I never said it. Can you remember a moment where there was like a disagreement? Like, and this is another thing that just to like, okay, never mind, you got it.
I'm like,
it's interesting. No, not really disagreement, but more like a time that I noticed our approaches are different and how we deal with things. The way that we take notes is like so different. when we have notes from executives like on our scripts.
Oh, I bet it is. But tell me, I don't remember.
Well, it's like, I feel like I've learned from you to be a little bit more like you in that, I don't know, I came up as an assistant. I was a writer's assistant on a TV show called Last Man Standing, starring Tim Allen. Another thing that's just like so me. I would have stayed forever. But I learned to be very like deferential to my superiors in the writer's room. And that was a big, like, there were like 16 old guy writers in that room. And you weren't really allowed to speak. Like if someone who had a higher rank than you was speaking, like, do not speak.
Really?
And that's something I've had to like get over as time goes on and really tap into the collaborative thing we're kind of talking about. It's funny you mentioned that improv is like the most important thing that you've learned as a creative, because I've never taken an improv class. I would sooner die. I really hate being on stage. I have horrible stage fright. The whole, I'm so sorry, the improv thing just makes me...
It's humiliating. Yeah. It's totally humiliating.
And it's so great that you did it and went through that. But I think being in a writer's room is sort of taps at a similar thing of just like understanding that the best idea in the room wins and all that. But write notes. Oh, so the way that I sort of approach notes from executives is I'm still very reverent to people that I think know better than me. And it kind of gets in the way when it's like, I'm talking about my own idea. And sometimes I'm listening to an executive who like glanced over it quickly and is like giving me notes that they came up with, you know, half asleep or whatever. And I would always be like, yes, okay, I totally understand what you're saying. Like, yes, we'll do that. And Caleb was one of the first people that I took notes with who just knew a little bit better what you wanted, and you would be a little firmer with executives from the beginning and say like, no, I don't think we want to do that, but like, thanks for the note. And like the first time I heard you say something like that, I was like, oh my God, like
we can't speak to them that way.
that's an executive at Netflix Incorporated.
And I do appreciate the note. I'm like glad they give the note.
Right.
But it's a no, but thank you.
You automatically, I think, know what you want, which is a huge strength of yours. You always know what you want. And I'm a little bit more like, let me take it away and mull it over and think about it. And I've learned to just like accept a note in the moment and then later be like, we're not fucking doing that. But just, you know, I think there's a balance of having them feel heard and maybe make executives think you're going to put the like stupid joke that they wrote in and then just not do it. They'll forget about it. But I have learned from you to be a little firmer and just like prouder of my own work and just say what I believe is true from the start.
That's so funny because I legitimately, through collaborating with Caitie, feel like I have learned to appreciate the like the notes from them more and to like take them more. I think I very much started out initially from a place of like, fuck these business people.
Right.
I know what I'm the creative.
Yeah.
And then you get into it a little bit more and you're like, no, that's ego. They want to make this thing great too. They spent money on it. Their job is on the line.
Yeah.
They bought this thing with their company's money. They want it to go well. And I actually feel like I learned from Caitie, like there's a balance to be had. Like I think balance is really like a big thing I've been thinking about the last like 5 or 6 years of my creative life is just like, there's a balance. There's no sense in like charging ahead. I'm the only one right. It's like, no, it can be a very polite, like, thank you so much for the note. It's a no, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And trying to mean that and being like, I do appreciate the note. It might cause me to think of something new when I'm in the rewrite, but if it's a no, it's a no. And that's ultimately why I'm here. You bought it from me for a reason. You know?
Also really important to remember that notes from executives is like, they are salaried workers who it is their job to read the script and come up with some, like if it was a perfect script and they had no notes, they're not doing their job, they're not earning their pay.
Yeah.
So they kind of, sometimes you can tell when a note is like, okay, you had to come up with something to say. So like, thanks so much for the note, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So there is a balance there.
I am just learning. Like I was like just such an endless people pleaser that I'm just learning that like I don't have to take every note.
Yeah.
And I agree with you that there's a balance. There really is. Because if the note is good, or even if the note's wrong, but it inspires something else, awesome. But sometimes they're just wrong. And like, I'm just learning after the decades of a career to be like, yeah, no. That's like, and when I work in film and TV, I'm really learning, I really have to, because they don't make music. Right. So for me, just using it as an example, for me of like, wait, but you're hiring a music professional and now you're telling me to not do the professional music. And it's like, I'm just learning that it's okay to say no and they're not gonna fire me. Because I just kept always assuming if I didn't do everything they said, I would get fired.
So you're getting notes sometimes from like movie executives about your music?
Completely.
Okay.
Doesn't surprise me a bit. Doesn't surprise me a bit.
But it's their job.
Yeah.
So what kind of notes do they give? Like, make it sound a more...
Right now it's a little like, but
Yeah.
Honestly,
Like that?
that note,
Yeah.
I could do
Yeah,
something.
that
you're like,
makes
that
no
would
sense.
work actually.
Like,
Yeah.
I actually can I can like decipher what versus
Right.
is.
Yeah.
So
They
I
don't even
wish-
speak that language.
I wish it was that.
They've
No,
never heard music.
My favorite one was like this song is, this story takes place in the 50s and that crazy synth you're using is just way too modern. Like, what are you, like, literally thought that I had lost my mind. And I just like didn't say anything. I was like, oh, okay, and just deleted it. But I wanted to be like, no, that was a farfisa that was literally built in 1954. Like, the instrument, it wasn't even a synth impersonating a farfisa.
Right. It was
was a
really the
farfisa.
thing
Yeah.
from the 50s. Yeah.
From the 50s.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that. I don't know if it's confidence, because I'm so confident in some ways in my life, but in some other ways I'm just not. So I don't know if it was a confidence thing or just like, no, but they have the job, so you must do what they say. But I just like deleted the farfisa, even though it was the most 1950s
Right.
thing on the song.
I think for me too, sometimes I accept a note because I'm just not as like tapped in as I want to be to my own ideas. And I think you're pretty good at that. Where like, if they give me a note, I really have to take it away and think about it and realize later that it's the wrong note. I just like assume everyone's right and is as like tapped in as I am. And I don't know, things just aren't as front of mind for me to be like, well, because she said that, and like I have to really take it away and mull it over.
It also can't be stressed enough, I think, like the financial security aspect of all of this. Like whether or not you're in a place of financial security. Like I was poor my whole life until very recently, and I don't want to be poor again, but I absolutely can.
Yeah.
And I approach work with that mindset of like, I don't want to lose this gig. I don't want to scorn this person forever and never get work from them again, but I want to make good work bet more than I want to impress them and get another job from them. I don't want to do bad work for them in perpetuity just to keep a job. But financial security is such a big part of it, because when I was first starting out and getting my first writer's jobs, I didn't ever want to ruffle anyone's feathers. I did it anyway. But I didn't, I had a bigger fear of like, it was an internal fear that I kept to myself. My behavior was pretty much the same, but the fear and anxiety it caused me at every turn of like, oh, speaking up in the writer's room like that, or oh, talking to this exec about how I truly feel about the script. There was that anxiety. I would go home at the end of the day and lose sleep over like, fuck, if I lose this job, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills.
Right.
And when you get outside of that and you have some financial security, you feel, I lose no sleep over being like, if they hate me and never want to work with me again, that's great, because then we both know that we're not in a working situation we don't want to be in, you know? But you can only act that way if you have financial security.
Yeah.
So that is such an important, I think, I don't know, sometimes I'm like, when you get further into your career, it's like, did I just get older and more mature? Or did I just make enough money to be like,
Fuck you.
fuck you?
Yeah.
You know? Or likely both. There's probably some level of both.
Yeah.
But I'm always like trying to figure out like, what is my growth and what is my circumstances?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
When also like what is growing and trying to like be a better collaborator, but then also, especially for you, where the art starts from your idea and is about your life a lot of times.
Right.
How do I like take the note and be a good collaborator, but also not lose my original idea and what makes you special? I think for me, like me making art about myself and for myself, those days are long gone. So I kind of am always like, well, I guess I'll just do what they say because I'm here to serve somebody else, which a lot of times I really love that. And then sometimes I'm like, am I just like am I just like a work for hire random employee and I'm not actually being creative at all? And I think it's like a really fine balance.
It's a fine line. I feel the same way. I was going to say similar to financial security, like what I've found with work is that it's a lot nicer when I don't really care about the thing that I, like that sounds bad, but like to be in a writer's room that I'm not
tell
like,
Caleb how you really feel.
Wow.
well, it was different. I really wanted our thing to be very good and I cared a lot about that. Just in case anyone wants to.
Any networks want to run that?
Again.
If you want to spin the block on that show a fourth time, we might hear the pitch.
We're open to it.
Yeah.
But no, I've written on many shows where it's like, you're just writing to the creator's vision.
Yep.
And I can go home at 5 o'clock and not think about nameless animated TV show, you know?
Okay, do you feel, because I feel this in some of my biggest hits, right? They were like acts, artists, bands, whatever different term we're using, that I like didn't really care about. And there's something about that of like bringing my weirder sensibility, but also like not really. Like when I made a whole album with Gwen Stefani, and it's one of the coolest things. I'm so proud of it, and I loved writing with her. But she's an icon to me.
Yeah.
So like, I think we did a good job, but I don't know because I was fucking freaking out.
Yeah, the flow is not there.
She would like mention something and I'd be like, no, I saw that interview. You were wearing this necklace and that. And she'd be like, that's creepy. Keep that to yourself.
Let's just be friends. Yeah.
But so I think there is a superpower
Yeah.
in not only like not stressing yourself out about a project, but there is a superpower about bringing your sensibility that is different than the project.
Totally.
Like, because if I don't care about some random bro-y band, that's not my vibe, but I can come and kick ass because I'm not stressed and I'm bringing a different thing to it.
And is there, I mean, in a writer's room, it's actually really important sometimes to have someone say the idea that you know you don't want. And there often has to be someone who's like, well, I know it's not this, but like, how about this?
It's my
and so
favorite
when
thing.
you don't care so much, I mean, you care enough to do your job well, but you're
course.
not, dying for it. You can be that person to just throw out the bad ideas.
Yeah. Well, I think there was, when you were talking about like having financial security and all these different, or is that financial security or is it getting mature or what, both, whatever. It also made me think of too, like we always think about like insecurity with the audience and insecurity with executives. But like, I think what you just mentioned about like insecurity in the actual collaboration.
Totally.
If it's a project you're not like obsessed with, you're going to have no insecurities to be like, hey, what about this stupid idea that probably you're not going to use, but it'll get somewhere.
Right.
Do you guys feel like as collaborators together, from the get-go, was there any insecurities about working together, or was the vibe, because you were both fans, was the vibe always there?
I think there's always some insecurity with working with Caleb because you're just so funny. And I
And
really,
I'm mean.
Yeah.
Are you really? Can you be a mean coworker?
I don't think so.
No, you're not mean to me. You can be mean, but not to me.
Yeah, I can be cutting, but I don't think I would ever.
Cutting, that's better, not mean.
Yeah.
You can clock people.
Yeah, I can clock people. I try to use it for good.
Yes.
I try
and
to
you
use
do.
that power
I believe
for
you
good.
do.
But sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, just that you're so funny and intimidating is basically what I was saying.
Oh, sorry. I'm like, sorry, you were complimenting me.
Sorry.
No, I thought I cut off a bigger point.
Can we go back to
was
that,
the
please?
point.
Yeah. No, ignore what I said. What did you think of me? No, not insecurity, but I definitely feel one of the things I love about working with Caitie, and anyone at this point that I choose to collaborate with, there's no one I'm collaborating with by choice that I'm not like, I care what they think of me. That is the only rooms I'm interested in being in at this point.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with, and if it's like someone who, like I said, if it's like a veteran of whatever space that they've directed 200 episodes of some hit TV show, if I don't think they're cool and funny, I don't give a fuck what they think.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't care because I don't need your approval. I have my fans' approval. I have my friends' approval. I have money in my bank account. So I don't care what, John Doe veteran thinks of my stuff. You had your time. I'm so glad. There are some of those people that I deeply respect.
Yep.
And I'm interested in what they have to say, but I don't care the way I care about Caitie because Caitie's my buddy and I so admire your brain that I don't know if it's insecurity, but I'm definitely like, if I pitch something and Caitie doesn't laugh, I'm a little like, oh, gotta do better on the next one. Like I want it, you know?
Yeah. Is there something about, whether it's your collaboration specifically or just like comedy collaboration in general, that is like really important that the average fan of comedy or someone who's wants to be a comedy, is there some part of collaboration that like you guys, like a really subtle thing that people don't really think about that is actually really important?
I don't know if it's subtle. It's probably pretty obvious, but I feel like it's worth mentioning. Like, it's just such a joy to write for someone that you know, and you can sort of assume their voice. And we had a character in our show that we wrote together that's basically Caleb. His name is Calvin. Very different.
Yeah, we're pretty creative.
And we had some concept art made, and the character looked like Caleb. It was Caleb, with an edge. It was certainly, there was a character there. It wasn't one for one, but knowing Caleb as a friend made it so much more fun and easy to write his character in that. And certainly the type of writer I am, and what I think I would say to people who are aspiring to write is I always need to see myself in a script that I'm writing. Like, I'm never going to write like Dunkirk, you know, because I wasn't there. And like, I don't really have any insight on like what those guys were doing.
I wasn't Kirking the Dun.
Yeah. Absolutely not. I don't even know what, you know.
I don't know what happened there.
I have to envision myself in often the lead character, like so many things that I've written, you're like, oh, that's Caitie. Like I imagine myself in a situation, then I write it. And maybe that's lazy, but I think I know that that's how I get the best writing. Yeah. Not even like I'm a particularly like original or interesting type of person. It just makes it very authentic when I know like, this is exactly how I would react to this situation that I'm writing here. So to sort of do the same thing for Caleb as a friend, just made it feel so rich and real.
I think there's two things that come to mind that I was actually thinking about earlier when Caitie was talking about, I know this isn't the idea, but I know we don't want it to be like this, but in writers' rooms particularly, or in collaborations in comedy writing, there are common turns of phrase that serve specific purposes. Learn them and use them. That's what I would tell people. There are all these little phrases in writers' rooms that are so helpful that are like, this is the bad pitch, or this is kind of a house numbers pitch, or like
I've never heard that one.
House numbers. Yeah, we use that all the time on Big Mouth. Like, what is it? House numbers is like, but this is the other thing is rooms will have their own specific culture.
They'll pick up their own inside joke that becomes the lingo.
Because it's like Mark and Jen who are show running. They worked on a show where it was used.
Where they use that.
So it's like they only trigger. House numbers is like this is like a house number pitch where it's like the number of the house isn't specific, but you're on the block. You know what I mean? Where it's like, this is like in the 900 block of Santa Monica or whatever. You're like, I haven't dialed in on the house. Oh,
sure.
But I'm pitching, it's like
general,
ballpark.
This is the area.
Yeah, it's ballpark. Or it'd be like, I know this is like shoe leathery. Like there's different things that serve as like, that dialogue is sweaty. You know what I mean? It's like, it's trying too hard.
Have you heard, my favorite one is refrigerator logic.
Refrigerator logic.
Refrigerator logic comes from, I know it from the sitcom world, working on that sitcom. Refrigerator logic is when you write something for the plot of your show that doesn't quite make sense, and then when the audience during the commercial, when like the person watching the show goes to the fridge to like get another beer, they realize, well, that doesn't make sense that just happened. Refrigerator logic is like you have to smooth it out because the audience is going to realize, you know, thinking about it for a few seconds
that was bullshit.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah,
that it was for the show universe. Yeah,
I also think like so many of these turns of phrases are really just about like, hey, I'm about to say something that I'm not 100% sold on, but I think it can help us get us there.
It's all that, really.
Like, all the time I'll see, because I do it all. I say, this isn't it, but at least 7 times a session. You know, and I write like 8 songs a week. So that happens like so many times. And I'll see other co-writers who maybe they're just nervous in general, or they're nervous because they're writing with a hit maker or whatever, and they'll start and they go, no, that's not it. And I'm like, no, but you have to say it.
Do the whole thing.
Because what if it just like inspires a different rhyme? Like, or that just gets us somewhere, because it's better than just sitting here saying nothing.
And if it's not it, get it out of you. Yeah. Because whatever is it is in there somewhere, and it's in a traffic jam behind the things that aren't it.
Yep.
So get it out.
Get it out.
And then, but the reason you don't want to get it out is because you're scared you'll look stupid.
Right.
Look stupid.
Yeah, we're all fucking stupid.
You gotta
look stupid in front
get rid of that.
We're making jokes and songs and trying to get people to pay us for them. That is crazy.
I can't imagine a worse thing to say in a writer's room than, this is it, I've got it. Like if someone says
we would
that,
be like, boom,
it's
shut the fuck up.
Ew. Like to have that amount of confidence that what you're saying is the exact right thing, that is the worst. That is embarrassing.
That's
stupid.
Actually, I've never thought of it the opposite way. Yeah. That is so, because I'd be like, no.
Imagine if you
like, be like, no, don't use a disclaimer, have confidence. Like, no, you would sound crazy.
Yeah. Also, I will say, when we've clearly found it, move on. There are some junior writers that I've been around in rooms that I'm like, we'll be pitching for a minute, everyone's doing their, and oftentimes in like Big Mouth world, we would pitch in the character's actual voice. So we would do like the voice that Maya Rudolph does or whatever. And so you're pitching it to hear what it would sound like because it's animated. We would pitch for a while, maybe it would be like 4 or 5 pitches in, someone would pitch a killer, it would bring the house down.
Laughs,
Everyone laughs. And it's so, you're looking at the showrunner and it's clearly like it's going in the notes, we got it. And then some junior writer would be like, or it's ketchup. And we'd be like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's like you killed the momentum. That's a moment where it's like, feel free to read the room and rein it in.
Yep.
I'm not saying look stupid at all costs. I'm saying look stupid when the job is to look stupid.
Yep.
Right.
Once we've got it, I would say save yourself and move on.
I think that's amazing.
Totally.
That's advice that I'm gonna use like today. That's like really good advice.
Well, the other thing I think, and I wonder if you guys will relate to this, is like the idea that I learned in my first writer's room was like, just get in where you fit in and like, don't worry about being good. Try to get better at the things you're bad at. But I believe in like natural tendencies. I got into a first writer's room and I quickly realized I'm not really a third act structure guy and I'm not really a season arc narrative guy. What I am is a really fucking good joke writer. And so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna leave that to the guys that have been doing this for 20 years that are here to write structure and season arcs.
Yep.
And when it's time to write jokes, I'm going to lock the fuck in.
That is what changed my life as a songwriter. When I went, okay, I'm a really fucking good lyricist and I'm really good at editing other people's melodies. Sometimes randomly I'll stumble on an amazing melody, but it's rare. So instead of like sitting here trying to like, while I'm in collaboration, try to like learn to be a better melody writer and like step on someone else's amazing melody. Why don't I just keep focusing on the lyrics and edit their melodies? But that took me until I was like 34, which is when I finally made $1 because I realized like, oh, I don't have to be good at everything. That's why I'm co-writing. And for you to know that so young is awesome.
And I'm sure you've experienced that, but like now that once you accept that and do an actual inventory of your real skills and make peace with it, you can work from it. And so now I bet when you're looking at collaborators in a room, you're like, I would love someone who's great at melody.
Oh, I'm always like, I need a woman under 25 who writes the best melodies ever.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm an ageist, it's just that they've been listening to a different generation of music than I have.
Yeah.
I can cover lesbians from the 90s. I know all their songs. I don't need help with that. I need someone that has listened to a whole other generation of music that I have no interest in studying. It's like, but I didn't learn that until later. So it's like, if you can cheat code yourself and learn, hey, focus on my strengths and find different collaborators, that's a great cheat code.
It takes time, certainly. I think I'm still sort of in a place where I'm not quite, well, I think I didn't realize what I was good at until I was told enough times. I'm told that I'm a really good joke writer, and truly, there's nothing I fucking hate more than joke writing. I hate it.
Wait,
I mean, you take a script home and you just have to come up, every line, just come up with a funnier version of it. Like, I don't know, it sounds stupid that I'm saying I hate that. That's like a perfectly fun thing to do. I imagine it sounds great.
Yeah.
But I struggle with it. And I always assumed I was more of like a structure, narrative, character person. I think character is probably the thing that I'm most interested in developing. And not to say I'm bad at it, but I've had to accept over the last couple of years, especially, I get a lot of joke writing jobs. It's like, why the fuck are you hiring me? I hate it.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm good at
You're
it.
very
So
good
there
at
is an
it.
acceptance that I had to go through.
But I think that that's also really helpful information too, of like, I always say to young writers, like, hey, because they'll like, a writer signed to me, like, I'll be like, oh my God, the song that you did yesterday, like your manager just sent it to me. Oh my fucking God, you killed it. You have to write with that person over and over again. I didn't really like the vibe. I'm like, are you trying to date or are you trying to make art? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I think it's a thing of like, well, you just said like joke writing might be your least favorite part of the job, but you're really good at it. So I think sometimes like the word job is there for a reason.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
Can you guys remember early on something that you did, whether it was a joke on Twitter, just because you mentioned that's where you met, or a stand-up thing or in a writer's room, something early on that was like clearly a fail, but you were like, but it changed the way that you work. Like I can remember many fails, but I can think of a couple fails that actually like helped me move forward.
I've got 10 off the top of my head.
Go
Do you have
for
any?
it.
I don't think I've failed.
I've heard it's helpful. I'd like to someday. Yeah.
Just too good.
I remember all the time, actually. I think about it constantly because when I had been doing stand-up for a very little amount of time. I had like mostly been focused on improv and sketch. I was living in Chicago. I was getting into stand-up and I was doing like PowerPoints with my stand-up because I was so insecure. And PowerPoint can be a very funny tool to use in stand-up. I was personally using it out of insecurity. Then I was like, I told myself, like, I'm done with the PowerPoints. I'm going to do stand-up. And if I fail, I fail. And I'm just going to like try. And I got booked. My first headlining gig was like $30 to headline the Attic at Hamburger Mary's in Chicago. Fierce. And it was like, of course, a bunch of gay comics. And I was so fucking nervous the whole week leading up to it because I was supposed to do 10 minutes, which now I can't do less than 10 minutes if I try. Yeah. When someone tells me to do 10 minutes, I'm like, that's a setup. Like I can't, but when you're starting out, you're like 10 minutes, how would I ever find the time? And I was so nervous all week. And this comic that I'm very, very dear friends with now, she's opened for me on the road many times. Her name's Carly Kane. Shout out Carly, I love you. She was on the show and she was a much better comic than I was. In some ways, she still is. I would say her joke writing is superior to mine. And I was so nervous to be on a show with her, and she was like maybe middling on the show. And she was also a headliner, but I just happened to get the headlining slot this night. And I was really nervous. It was a queer show. And I went up and I had written that week, I was like, oh, I'll write a bunch of like self-deprecating stuff, which is such an odd move for me because I love myself. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. And it was not particularly funny. And I don't know what inspired, I guess I was just like, oh, the audience will like that. They'll get it. Maybe I was watching something that was very self-deprecating at the time. Who knows? But I did a very self-deprecating set that was, of course, not authentic and not funny. Bombed harder than I've ever bombed in my life. Bombed harder than when I was starting. Like I bombed, I to this day have not bombed the way I bombed on that show.
Wow.
I bombed. And also, by the way, I think maybe it was a strip comedy show. And the producers were like, when you get a big laugh, you're supposed to take off clothes.
What?
Well, guess what?
I've seen one of these.
I left the stage fully clothed. There wasn't a moment to take off a shirt. Like I was like ready to take off a shirt, but I was just waiting for that laugh. It never came.
So many
Truly,
layers.
Everyone else getting off the stage naked. I almost put on clothes while I was on stage. Like I somehow got more clothes.
Gloves.
Truly, like people were throwing clothes to me, being like, "Put it on, flop."
Yeah.
So I bombed so hard. I get off stage fully clothed. Everyone else is in like nipple tassels and panties. I get off stage and I'll never forget. I was at the back of the room. And it was like I was in the bar, like, and so the show's still going on, and this like 65-year-old dyke, like cool as hell, like short gray flat top, denim vest, like hot, cool older lesbian.
Hot. Yeah.
She was hot and cool, and she had like this gravelly voice. And she comes up and she hits me on the back and she goes, "I bet you're funny, but next time do better and get naked." And walked away, and I truly was just like, I'm going to go home and kill myself. Like I was so humiliated because she was right. I did bad and I was clothed. And
both facts.
Both facts. And I just remember I was like, I will never again do a set. I will never again do a set that inauthentic. Yeah. And I will not write. I wrote the whole week being like, I wrote with the intention of killing. I wasn't trying to say anything honest. I wasn't trying to be loose. I was like, I'm going to do a tight set that kills.
Yep.
And that's not how I kill.
Yeah.
And I just remember I was like, never again will I do that shit. And I've never bombed as hard as I did that. It was horrible.
How far into doing stand-up was that?
I mean, I had a weird journey with stand-up because I was so intimidated by it. It's the scariest of the comedic performance styles, I feel.
Imagine. Yeah.
And so I did it when I was like 18, and then I stopped for a couple years. I had done it, I was doing it on my first stand-up gig. My first comedy gigs were at a burlesque show in Springfield, Missouri. My friend Casey ran a burlesque show, and she was like, hey, we need someone to host. We'll give you $20 a night. And I was like, great. And I did the worst stand-up you've ever seen in your life. And then these girls came up and got naked all night long. And so it was like obviously the objectively cooler thing to watch.
Yeah.
And so then I took a break. And so maybe at this point I had been trying at stand-up for like 8 months, like going up every night, every night for 8 months. And I bombed.
And you just made a hard turn and started making completely different jokes than your usual stuff.
I was like, I'm gonna try and say stuff that actually matters and stop trying to kill. And I'm gonna say things that I actually feel are going on with
After
me.
that, yeah.
Instead of trying to guess what the audience wants from me.
Yeah.
And turning that, it took the power back from the audience and gave it to me. Yeah. And I was like, I don't care. If I'm gonna bomb, I'm at least gonna bomb saying something I care about. Yeah. And it worked. Yeah. Which is great.
That I think is so important and helpful because it's like in my early days of writing for other people, I thought the way to win was like, well, I'm gonna go in and just try to write the whole song and show them like, I really didn't even need your help. And of course, then they hate me.
Like, Justin sucks.
I just like wrote the whole song. And then the song wasn't as good because I didn't ask for their help. But it was like, I was trying to like really kill, right? Like my version of I'm gonna go and I'm gonna write this set to kill. I'm gonna go and write this song to just show how great I am not to write a great song.
Yeah.
And it's like, what a fucking dumb. There's some huge pop star who like didn't even talk and I thought she was gonna like that. You know what I mean? Like,
You know how stars are.
you know how stars love being ignored.
Yeah. They love to take a little time off from attention. Yeah.
Is there a way that it usually works with you where like people come in with like half-baked ideas or like you have something to listen to that then you build off? Or are you expected to start like from the beginning usually?
I would say normally it's always starting from scratch. Of course, there are moments with collaborators that we're close with and we have a vibe.
Yeah.
And they go, hey, I really love this. Just happened last week. I love this chorus and pre-chorus, but the verses suck and I've tried to write it 10 times. Can you help me?
Yeah.
But I would say 95% we walk in and start from scratch every day. But now I've learned to like, it's about their life.
Yeah.
So I have to let them lead the way. And I'm just there to make them the best version of themselves. If I try to like make this about me, it's why would they ever come to me? Can you remember a moment of like pure failure that actually pushed you?
Thank you, because I saw the sidestep. I saw the sidestep. Justin, that's so interesting about your career. Nice try. When did you fail, Caitie?
Yeah.
Well, I
want
think
failure.
there have certainly been many times where I realized I wasn't as skilled at something as I wanted to be. I think pitching is a big thing for me. But something they don't tell you when you're becoming a TV writer and you want to do that as your job is that like 50% of the job is being like charming in front of a group and selling your idea to them, which I had no idea that was part of it. I don't think I'm much of a salesman or a performer. I would much prefer to just write my entire thing and send the document to someone and let it speak for itself. But that's like not what you do, especially now. Pitching is changing so much. Networks are so reluctant to buy something and like give it a chance without knowing entirely what the idea is and what the first 5 seasons are, that you're expected to bring all that to the table and really sell it.
Yeah.
And starting pitching was rocky for me.
Really?
I actually think pitching with you really leveled me up in a way that I've carried forward with me. Caleb is so funny. I mean, yeah, you're
Not
funny.
gonna lie
You're
to you,
funny.
I'm good at pitching.
In a pitch,
I'm really
you're
good at pitching
really
too.
good.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
You really have this way of, because the other thing about pitching is executives are on pitch after pitch after pitch, day after day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like the 6th, 7th pitch that they've heard in a
Just
day.
that day.
And now they're all on Zoom. So it's like you're looking at their Zoom boxes and some of them are just like on their phone.
Oh, it's hell.
There are people who like get up and walk away and you just see that they're like not at their chair. It's
You're
crazy.
Like, do I stop? Do I wait for you to pee? Or,
It is horrible. It's torture. And Caleb is really good at just sort of like breaking through that and like getting people engaged and having a bit of fun. Like something really silly that you do, I hope you still do it when you're just like on Zooms, is you would change your display name. And so instead of like Caleb Hearon, it says like Caitie's #1 fan, or it's like an inside joke that has come up very early in the pitch. You like recognize when something funny happened and then you change your display name to reflect something funny that we said. And then people slowly notice it. It's just so like brilliant.
It has to be a show.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to perform a show for them or they won't buy from you. I have on pitches, I'll change my name to like guy you're about to buy a show from.
Yeah.
Or if someone's texting, I'll be like, oh, sorry, I'm just gonna stop for a second. John's missing out on the pitch of a lifetime right now by texting. And then they'll come back.
And then his coworkers laugh at him.
Yeah, exactly right. But it's
Yeah.
like you have to like put on a show for these people and you have to remind them that you're in charge.
Yeah.
Because they're so used to being in charge. You have to be like, actually right now you're listening to me.
Yeah.
Because if not, they're thinking about 12 other things. And I understand, I'm not mad at it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm like, I know you have emails to respond to, but right now I'm pitching something I've worked on for months.
Let's fucking do this.
It can be intimidating if you don't be like, no, fucking listen to me.
Yeah.
You know?
And it helps break it up for us. Like we pitched our show 10 times at least.
Yeah.
And it can really become like a rehearsed thing where we have to get through a lot of material in like 20 minutes of people's time.
Yep.
And it can really start to feel flat.
Yeah.
And I would get very nervous about like making sure I was hitting everything and that people are hearing it. And so for you to break it up with little things like that just meant like, oh yeah, like we're having fun here. We're doing this. We're telling people our idea. So
How do you
I was
think-
not great at it to begin with. But
How do you think, do you think the best way to get good at it is to like by watching other people who are good at it?
yeah, you just got to keep doing it. And I think similar to what we were talking about with like financial security, or like once you've been doing it long enough, you just have to keep doing it and realize like there's a 97% chance that they are not going to buy the show. So like just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't reflect on your ability, you know, as a writer. It's a hard thing to do. Everyone knows it. So just be playful with it.
Yeah.
It also is kind of like dating in that way, I feel like, where it's like desperate, cloying, please love me energy will lose.
Yeah.
It will, even if you have the best, you can have the best idea, the best script, something that they would buy from someone else.
Yep.
They won't buy it from you if your energy's like, please, sir, can I work? It's like, relax, have some confidence, fake it if you have to.
Yeah.
And like, just fucking like, have an energy of like, it's like you either want this or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you have to at least find a way to convince yourself that it's like, if you don't buy this, I'm going to sell it in 20 minutes to someone else.
Yep.
So miss out if you want to.
Yeah.
But you have to have, you don't say that unless you can really pull it off.
I was going to say, we did kind of do that.
I was going to say, we can pull it off though. I wouldn't tell a younger writer to be like, buy this or miss out.
We had
Because they'll sound
slides
crazy.
at the end of our pitch where we collected a bunch of tweets from just people who followed us like, when's Caleb going to get his own show? And like people talking on Twitter about how funny we are. Like, Caitie, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. We just put those up like, well, the tweets speak for themselves. Like you just have to be goofy about it.
Yeah.
The reason why I kept asking you more follow-up questions on it is that like for me, right, because I was in a band for so long, when people say, do you miss performing? I'm like, well, no, I perform every day. Sure, it's only to a room of like 3 or 4 people. But I'm putting on a show.
And the stakes are high.
The stakes are high.
Stakes are high, yeah.
And I'm putting on a fucking show. So the reason I kept pushing is because like people who, any sort of creative collaboration, there is an element of putting on a show. Whether it's to a huge fucking audience like you, or whether it's to just 3 people in a room. So that's why it's like, I think like it's another lesson of like either find a collaborator who's really good at putting on the show, while you're learning to get good at that too. Because there's so many examples of things that none of us are good at everything. And how do we like fill in those gaps when we need to?
Because also really as an artist, when you're asking somebody for money of any kind, you're not asking them, at least in my opinion, you're not asking them to believe in the project as much as you're asking them to believe in you.
Yep.
It's like, even as a painter, it's like the painting can be beautiful, but they need to believe that you're going to go on to sell many, many, many paintings, and this is going to be a worthwhile investment. Or it's not whether or not the TV show is going to get a ton of views. It's whether or not you're going to be the kind of person who goes on to do 10 other successful things afterwards. So the TV show continues to go back and get, the belief is in you.
Yep.
And so unfortunately, I don't think it's a fair world. It unfortunately is not enough to write a great script.
Yeah.
You have to convince them to believe in you.
That you can do the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the work is great, but they don't believe in you, whether they know that's what's happening or not, psychologically, they won't work with you.
Yeah.
And so you have to figure that out.
Yeah.
And you're very good at it, by the way. You don't give yourself enough credit. But
Oh my God, thanks. I was just going to say there are so many people, we won't name them, who do not deserve what they have, who are good. I can name a few.
Let's go. I'll name them.
Yeah, help my
Who are we
views.
thinking? Yeah, give me some
Like
hints.
unfunny ladder climbers who are just good at that, who convince people with the money that they're a blast to work with, that they're collaborative, that they have longevity.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's true and they just make subpar material, I think.
everyone had
and
a
it
good
works for
time.
them because they are just so much fun to have in a room. Like, there are those people that it's like, I want to go have dinner with that guy. And those are the people that succeed.
Yeah. So I'll buy the show because I want to have dinner with them.
Yeah,
There
he's
is a-
cool. I want to have dinner with him.
There's like a very small percentage of people that get to be true, pure artists and get to win. And by win, I mean have financial security and make a bunch of awesome things that they want to make. There are much more people that are great operators that are not great artists that win.
Yep.
So my pitch to younger artists would be play the odds.
Yep.
Play the odds and focus for at least a little while on being a great operator. And in the background, hopefully you're also being a great artist.
Yep.
But if you want to make stuff, you're going to have to figure out how to operate in rooms.
Yep.
And you have to decide what that looks like for you. I certainly could be a better operator. I'm lucky that I think sometimes my distance from the operation serves me, that people think it's cool. But that's a tough game to play. You know what I mean?
Do you guys remember when you were young that, like, I say, like, what ruined my life? Like, when I heard a certain song and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm a musician now. And this is going to be awful because trying to make money in
is
art.
there a song?
There's two very clear moments. One is Debbie Gibson. When I heard someone, I was a huge Debbie Gibson fan as like a 5-6-year-old homosexual. And I was a fan, but I heard someone on the radio say that she wrote and produced all the songs herself, and she was like 16. And it was the first time it really like hit me, oh, someone's making the songs.
Right.
Not just singing them, someone's making them. And then later, Ani DeFranco, lesbian folk artist from the 90s, when I was introduced to her music, it was like, oh, I'm definitely not gonna make theater. I have to write songs. Can you remember a joke, a stand-up special, a TV show that was like, oh, fuck, I'm doomed now. This is my life.
Well, for me, I think it was a bit later on. I've always been the type to not really know what I'm up to or what I want. I did not.
What I'm up to is really funny.
Hey, what am I up to? Yeah, that's pretty much me all the time.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
You going, I don't know what I'm up to. That's
could be anything.
Really good.
I did not like major in writing in college or anything like that. I majored in anthropology, and that was only because my like advisor took me aside my junior year of college, like, you must pick a major or you're not going to graduate in time. And I was like, right. So I liked anthropology and it was fun, but I really didn't know I wanted to be a TV writer until I saw a TV writing room, the Tim Allen room. And I was like, oh, I could do that. I think previous to that, I certainly liked watching movies and TV and stuff. I think, the Lonely Island era of SNL was kind of huge for me, where I was like, oh, this could be fun.
Yeah.
The music part of it too, I really enjoy music and have thought about trying to, be involved in it in some way. And just the way that they were able to combine their music skills and comedy was really inspiring to me. And I remember I applied 2007, I was in college, and they were huge, like 07, 08, 09. And I applied to be an NBC page for when I got out of college, because I was like really wanted to work on SNL and like be around the magic. And I'm very glad that I didn't at this point from everything I've just heard about
that culture.
I mean, it's it seems like pretty hellish.
Slightly
and you have
south
to
of
really,
magic, I would say.
South of magic. You really got to want it to be in that machine.
Yeah.
And but that's probably around when I realized, like, all right, people write this and it's funny and maybe I could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was into my adulthood that I really latched on.
Yeah. I think that's fucking awesome though. Because like I think so many people who are in college and aren't exactly sure what they're gonna do think like, oh well fuck, if I didn't start writing jokes at 12, I'm never gonna work on Rick and Morty. You know what I mean? Like I think that's
don't
awesome.
get me started on college, which it is nuts that kids go straight from high school to college with no time in between. It is a miracle that any 17, 18-year-old has a good idea of what they want to be when they grow up and they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to that end. I feel like people shouldn't go to college until they're like 25 years old, at least. That's nuts.
I'm one of the rare ones that I'm like, my dad literally like ruined his credit to put me through college, but my degree was in songwriting, and now he's retired. Because of me. So like what's one of the rare occurrences, like I should have gone to college when I did, and even though it ruined his credit for 20 years, I
made
fixed his credit. Since. Do you remember what made you go, oh fuck, I'm gonna be a comedian now?
It's so funny because it's not, like I was thinking in mine and I was like, it's no fun. But like, I just grew up in a really small town in Missouri and we were so broke that like, it never occurred to me that I could be an artist. Like no one was an artist. Like everyone was a nurse or a teacher or a farmer. Everyone was poor. There were two guys that had any money within like a 100-mile radius in my town that I knew of. One was a banker and I was no good with numbers. And one was a lawyer. And so I was like, and I knew that lawyers talked a little bit at work. And I was like, I'm good at talking. I've always known that. Like I can talk to anybody.
You would be a very good lawyer.
I'd hire you.
16-year-old me agrees. So I went to college and I was like studying pre-law and I was studying socio-political communication.
No way.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be a lawyer. And then I got so fucking depressed in college and suicidal. Shout out. And shout out sophomore year. Who else?
That girl.
Something, I woke up one day sophomore year and I was like, being alive has been fun. What if it was over?
Quick pitch.
Hey,
I'm
an
really
idea.
good at pitching.
This isn't the answer. This isn't it, but
Done.
killing
I'm done.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I was quickly like, it might be it.
And your friend's like, no, listen, you gotta say it.
Get it out.
Get the good idea out.
Yeah.
Get the bad idea out.
Thank God you were in a writer's room at the time.
Yeah. I took it to the room. I was like, I'm thinking about killing myself, you guys. They're all also suicidal.
Okay, not this, but killing myself.
It's not killing myself, but like something like that. I get driving really fast without my seatbelt on. Something, you know.
House numbers pitch.
House numbers pitch.
House numbers pitch. Suicide.
I don't have to be alive anymore is the idea that we're trying to get to.
Something in the suicidal art.
Yeah.
And your job as my collaborator is to elevate my suicidal thoughts.
We workshop my suicide note. No, it's heavy on top. It's too detail heavy. Let's more yeah.
It's really sad.
But
Jokes are too soft. Yeah.
But no, I was so depressed. And of course, all my friends were theater kids. Like, that's who I gravitated towards.
Yep.
And I had a bunch of friends that did improv. And I was like, that seems like the most humiliating thing you could possibly do to yourself. But I am going to kill myself soon, so I have nothing to lose.
Wow.
And so I was like, well, if I'm already going to kill myself, I may as well do improv on the way out. And so...
Reach
Is
the
that
depths
what
of
everyone
hell
thinks before they take an improv class?
And then, you know. And so I did,
You
I
have
started
to
doing
go through
improv. And then I had this will to live that I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. I should do this forever. And that was I didn't ever think I'd make any money at it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll move to Chicago. And then if it doesn't go well, I'll go to law school in my 30s. I'll spend my 20s like fucking around in Chicago. If it doesn't go well, I'll go to law school. But this has like ignited my will to live. And then I started doing comedy and then, wow.
Yeah, when did you realize that you could make money doing it?
I would say like, honestly, a year into being in Chicago, I realized that I was very good at it.
Yeah.
I was like, actually, I've seen so many other people do this, and I feel like I'm actually quite good at it. Mm-hmm. But I also knew a bunch of people in Chicago that were very good at it, that had never made a dime off of it, that were in their 40s and 50s, had been doing improv forever and had never made a dime. And I was like, okay, so you can be very good at it and make no money.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe that still isn't the path. But I had committed... I moved to Chicago when I was 22, and I had committed my 20s in my brain. I was like, you get to spend your 20s fucking around. If you don't make money by the time you're 30, you'll go do something else.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the plan.
I mean, suicidal thoughts being your inspiration to become a comedian is way better than Debbie Gibson. You know
Also,
what I mean?
Tale as old as time. Yeah. Tale as old. Every comedian ever. It's like truly such a sick field of work to go into.
Yeah.
With both of you doing so many awesome things, do you feel like your relationship to ambition has changed at all?
Yes. Like entirely. I don't know. I think it's
go.
the world.
Tell me more.
It's not so, like, it's the world changing and the way our industry is changing sort of at the same time, where I am now content to have a job doing what I do kind of well for somebody.
Yeah.
I definitely still have ambition to make my own art and to work with people that I really love. But I mean, it really used to be Oscar winner, best picture, best original screenplay, like that. And it's still to some, like, yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't really think it's necessarily in the cards for me. I don't know. I just don't think about things that way anymore. And I think it's just like, when's the last Oscars that we're gonna have? Not to get like super dark, but it's like we might be done with Oscars at some point, just the way the world is going. And since we had our writer strike in 2022, three.
Fuck if I know.
Ooh, a few years ago.
Nightmare,
We haven't really recovered in the industry since then, and jobs are so hard to come by. I'm just so grateful to have work at all. I'm working right now, which is like a miracle. And oh my God, thank you. Employment.
We love when she works.
And I my ambition is to just like hang out with my friends and have a nice time.
Yeah.
It probably sounds sadder than it is. I'm actually so happy to like make my life a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And just allow myself to let go of those like very lofty ambitions.
Yeah.
Because I think even if you ask people who have like won Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars, they probably wouldn't note it as like the most significant moment of their life or something that changed the way they are fundamentally or like made their life worth it.
Yeah.
It's just like something that happens on one night that's on TV and then you go back to your life.
Right.
So.
And a lot of times those things that we all dream of is because that's all we saw at the time. When you want to be in the business,
Mm-hmm.
all you can see are those crazy public moments. So of course those become the dream. But then once you're in there, I think I'm the same. Just like you said, like, you know, for songwriters, it's so hard to win Grammys. We're only eligible in 2 categories. Where like, if you're an engineer, you're eligible in like 60. So when I was young, of course that was the dream. But now that I know the nuts and bolts of it, I'm like, well, that's probably not gonna happen for me. And like, who really cares? To like get paid to make things that people like is really awesome.
Yeah.
But the public things, of course, the public things are what we all dreamed of originally because that's all we saw.
But there just aren't enough, the same way with jobs right now, there aren't enough jobs for all the people who are really, really good at it. When you realize it has nothing to do with the quality of your work or your own talent, and that there just aren't enough Grammys to go around. And it actually doesn't mean anything about you as a person. Being able to let that go is like pretty huge.
How do you feel, Caleb? Because also like, you're the face of your art. So like the ambition in some ways kind of it can't really diminish, or does it? Or do you feel?
I would say when I was like first starting out, my ambition was to like be a star, and I had a lot to prove to myself. I think I had a lot of things to learn about loving myself. I don't think in my early 20s I loved myself very much at all. I thought I did. And I do love myself so deeply now. And I'm like proud of myself, and I like who I am. And I think my ambition now is to like see how much money I can give away and how well I can pay people, and how good I can be, how good of a person I can be inside of this like extremely fucked up industry that I work in, and how much trouble I can cause for the people in charge, and how like bad I can make their lives until they decide to do good things. I want to make them uncomfortable. That's a huge ambition of mine. I want them to be scared of working with me because I might speak up too much about something they don't want to talk about. And yeah, my ambitions are to spend more time with my family, to have fun, to say no to money when it means that I'll get more free time to spend with people I love. My ambition is like how like ethically and well can I do this? How much time can I spend with people I like? How much time can I be in rooms with people like you that I'm like, I love these people, I admire them, I like their work, they make great stuff, they're nice. Like, I want to, yes, my ambition still is to like pay for my mom's house and live comfortably. I would not like to be poor again if I have the option. But my ambition mostly is like, I don't give a fuck about winning an award. I've been nominated for a few. I haven't gone to the ceremony. I would really like to keep that up.
I would really like to keep that up.
You're a Woody Allen.
I'm exactly like Woody Allen. I'm exactly like Woody Allen.
I'm so glad you said that.
Exactly
I'm
like
so
Woody
glad
Allen.
you said that.
I would do nothing different.
Finally, the interview gets to Woody Allen.
Yeah.
That's what I brought you here for.
I'm exactly like Woody Allen. My daughter's here. Come in. Very close, to say the least. That's horrible. Keep it in, but that's horrible.
Actually, turn it up a little bit. Make that the loudest part.
You know what's so funny? You talk to older actresses in this business, and you get one drink in them, and they'll start telling you how much they love Woody Allen.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It really didn't get through to
You'll be
them.
like, I do not agree or want to hear that. And they'll be like, I love him. He did nothing wrong. It's insanity. Any actress over 60 is like, cheers to Woody. It's like, oh my God.
Pour one out for Woody.
Genuinely. And it's any of them unprompted. You'll be talking about like the weather, and they'll be like, you know what that reminds me of? How Woody Allen's innocent. And you're like, oh.
You're like, no, like we literally know he's not.
He's not.
We literally like,
So he's not.
We learn more every day, in
it's
fact.
here. Yeah.
Allegedly for my lawyers, allegedly.
It's
Allegedly.
But yeah, I think my ambition is just to like see how much fun I can have, see how much I can disrupt this like really insidious cultural force weighing down on all of us that tells us that more is good.
Yep.
Consumption is good, more is good, having nicer things, spending more money. It's not to say I don't want to have nice trips and own a home that I'm proud of and comfortable living in. I'm not like some kind of like saint. But I would like to, as much as I can, push back against this like thing that weighs down on all of us and tells us that the only thing to want is more.
Yeah.
I hate that, and I think it's making people sick, and I want to try and find a way to exist in all of this that isn't that, while also getting rich people to give me money to make my art because I like my art.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's like there's still lots of ambition left in me, but it's about like I want to like do like I have songs that matter like in a new generation. Like that's the new one of like, it doesn't have to be like the biggest and the best, and I don't need to win every crazy award. And just like you said, if it happens, cool. I will show up. I will show up.
Yeah, same.
One thing about me, I'll turn a look. Yeah, Justin will turn a look on that carpet.
Any excuse for more makeup, I'm going. But it is just like, it's like this new thing the last couple years of like, okay, like I've done this for a decade. Like, could I get another decade? And it's definitely not about the money. That has been awesome, and it's so nice to not be broke. But it really is like, can I get like, what if I like became one of the few that like had hits for 20 years, not just like 5? Like that's the new one of like, can I just keep going? Is like, and the younger me who was so desperate to be famous, to like get revenge on all of my bullies in the suburbs of Chicago. The younger me was like, I must be the most famous person alive. And now it's like, can I just like keep making songs? Like every couple years, there's a song that people really like again. And it's like nice to feel that I'm still ambitious, but the ambition has for sure changed.
And
like,
it must
deeply.
be, I'm sure that you've had many collaborations and just meetings with very famous people and probably realizing that that's not something you want to aspire to, that being famous is not all it's cracked up to be.
It's a wild thing
to
want, as our friend is on the way to being one of the most famous people alive. But
Justin, please
it's
don't
a
say that. That is so horrifying. You hang out with these people. Oh, you hang out with these people, and the landmass beneath their feet has shrunk and shrunk and shrunk until it's just enough for them to stand on their tippy toes.
Yep.
And it is so horrifying to watch.
And especially the famous people who are really lovely, who are genuinely wonderful, and you're like, oh, fuck, like, you've been famous for so long. Some of them got famous as kids, and it wasn't even really they just liked doing theater, and their parents put them on TV, and oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like I like an endless, like, can I just please hug you? Because you're just, no matter how lovely you are, you're like forced to this weird loneliness. I've never heard someone describe it as the landmass. That's like exactly what it is.
This I have been saying for a while, and it'll be interesting to see how I feel about it in a couple of years, but I have come to view fame as a process of isolation. That the land beneath you just shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, and people can't fit on it with you.
Yep.
And so you just become smaller and smaller and smaller until you don't go to the grocery store, you don't walk down the street alone, you don't feel comfortable going to dinner alone, you can't get on public planes, you can do nothing that makes life beautiful, which is existing in the world anonymously.
Right.
Yeah.
You can do nothing that makes life beautiful ever again.
Yeah.
And it's horrifying.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for people that have experienced that level of fame. And I'm really desperate to, I loved like 8 months ago. 8 months ago in my life was like a perfect moment where I was like, let's ride this forever. You know what I mean? 8 months ago, I was like,
what was about it?
8 months ago was awesome. I mean, it's already changed, but 8 months ago was a perfect level of money and fame for me. I was like, if I go somewhere that there are lesbians, if I want to take some pictures tonight, I'll go find the lesbians. You know what I mean? If I want to take some photographs, I'll go to Chappell Roan's concert. You know what I mean? And if I want to be left alone, I know like the places I can go, and but it has changed for sure. And the thing you're talking about of meeting someone who is mega, mega, mega famous, like big, beyond A-list, like huge, huge global star, all I do is feel sad for them.
Yeah.
And when they're lovely, I feel more sad for them because I'm like, God, you deserve some peace, and I don't know how you would possibly find it.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, it makes me think of Marie Antoinette, who like built her own like French village on the property at Versailles so that she could go like cosplay as like a peasant woman.
I did not know this.
Yes. It's still there.
Iconic.
You can visit it.
Iconic.
It's like a little like Disneyland kind of like French village of that era.
Her
and
Disneyland was
her
to be
like
a peasant.
Yes.
That was her version. Yeah.
And all of the servants had to go like play the roles with her.
That's what our famous people are also doing now, by the way.
100%.
Right, that's what I'm
what
saying.
these
That's
ranches
what you do.
are, where they're like, I just want to get back to basics. It's like if I touch that cow, it would fall over. It's like a hollow paper. You know what I mean? I'm glad that the two people that Caitie has.
I know.
Caitie's like, you remind me of two people.
This is like Marie
Woody
Antoinette.
Allen and Marie Antoinette.
Two of our best.
When I think of Caleb, I think Marie, Woody.
Yeah.
Woody Antoinette.
Woody Antoinette.
No, it is like, it is because I don't sing the songs, right? My version of experiencing that is like having a publishing company and a label, of realizing that like, I like if we're like looking at somebody to sign to the company, and for whatever reason it just doesn't make sense. It's this like, oh fuck, they had the meeting with me. They thought maybe I could make their dreams come true. And now if I'm saying no, I crushed their dream for today, right? And they have to go start their dream over. And I mention her a lot on this because she's such a mentor of mine, but Wendy Goldstein, who runs Republic Records, like, you know, one of the few women that the music business actually listens to, icon, genius. And she said to me, like, hey, when you're gonna go from just a songwriter to a publisher and a label, people are gonna hate you now. You have to accept that people are gonna hate you. And it's like, as someone like you who's on the journey to getting more famous, because your art, for better or worse, makes you famous because you're in front of the camera, you have to accept, like, oh, fuck. For like my dreams to come true, now like random people are gonna hate me. And that's so weird.
And do you know what I tell myself every time I start to get stressed out about that?
What?
My grandpa worked on the railroad every day of his life. You know what I mean? You really have to just like have some perspective of like, I think you'll be okay if you get bothered in the grocery store. It's not ideal, but it like certainly beats like 99.9% of lives that have been lived in the history of the world. So yeah, it's a little spooky to me, and I don't fully understand it. I'm like, I don't really understand why this is happening, but if it were to go that way, I think I would be okay.
Well, no, and that actually just helped me put it in perspective of like, oh yeah, for every time I have to like crush somebody's dreams and let them down and know that they hate me, and we might have mutual friends, and now it's gonna be awkward because I didn't sign them or whatever the fuck it is, I do get to make so many other people's dreams do come true. And so like, instead of stressing about like someone who now is gonna talk shit about me at that party, at least someone else did get the deal.
Also relish it. Maybe you're playing an even more important part of their...
Right, now they're gonna be motivated and
you
say,
get to play the villain
you
in their story. You're the person they're gonna go win a Grammy about.
And maybe they'll talk shit about me on stage.
I just want to say, fuck Justin Tranter, and thank you God and my family. Good night.
And I'm like, no!
I'm in the front row crying like, you tell them.
You tell that faggot. Okay, so to wrap it up, we do like a quick little rapid fire game called Gag or Drag. If you love this thing, it's a gag. If you hate it, it's a drag. Or it's just like meh, right? Like, I don't want to talk about this. Why did you ask me this? I hate you, Justin. That's fine too.
Easy, yeah.
Okay, writing jokes specifically to go, for both of you to answer.
Okay.
But you can start, writing jokes specifically with the hope of them going viral.
Drag.
Drag.
Yeah. Easy.
I think anything that I've done that's ended up going viral on Twitter, again, like a million years ago, is something that I thought was really stupid that would get 10 likes and then
That's the things that go the most. When you're in that part of the career where you're trying to make anything to get attention, you do it and then it gets attention. You go, that was the worst thing I made that month, and it will just drive you crazy. Drag.
Okay, plain dumb.
Gag.
Drag.
You hate playing dumb?
I think.
I love playing dumb.
I like to play dumb.
Can we say
at
more
least
about
twice
that?
a day.
Like in what context?
Whenever I'm like in like a business setting with straight men, which is almost all of my business settings, I'm just like, I don't know, like this crazy idea. Like I probably am wrong. You guys know way more about this than I do.
I will say, actually, I end up being the dumb one in a lot of writers' rooms that I'm in. Rick and Morty being an example, and then I've ended up on a lot of animated shows since then. I'm the one who has never seen a sci-fi movie, like a Star Trek or like, so I'm like, I'm the one who has to be like, explain that to me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So actually, maybe I changed my answer. It's a gag to be stupid.
I like playing dumb. I think it's so fun, especially when I'm intentionally breaking the rules.
Yeah.
When I'm breaking a rule that I know I'm breaking, and then a figure of authority comes to talk to me about it, I love to go. Like I'm thinking about any time I've like gotten pulled over by a cop, you know, and they're like, "Did you know you were going 80?" And I go, "Oh."
Cars can go that fast?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Officer. First of all, thank you for what you do. And second of all, oh my God, I'm gonna get my thing checked. You know,
I say more fun to the police.
Yeah. I love your blue life, and I didn't know I was going 80. Yeah, playing dumb is so fun.
Okay, you kind of already answered this because the next one was actually being dumb.
Oh
but
yeah,
you
mine's
think
actually being dumb.
that actually helps the collaborative process because someone has to explain it.
I love
actually
being a moron.
Dumb, gag or drag.
I want it to be gag because I think that's the chicest answer, but unfortunately, it's a drag for me. I hate being
You're just
dumb.
too smart.
Okay,
No.
Gag or drag lesbians.
Gag.
Gag.
Love them.
What if I, as a straight woman?
It just depends. It just depends. Here's what I will say. Lesbians, a majority of lesbians are very handy. And when they're handy, I find them to be a total gag. When I come across a lesbian that wears Carhartt and can't help me with a shelf,
What?
take off the jacket or learn the IKEA manual. Something needs to give.
Something?
That would be my one caveat.
Okay, love it. Gag or drag gay men.
Gag.
Drag.
Whoa, but that's you.
By and large, I know.
thought you
and
love yourself.
I love me, but not that part. No, I love that part. I just think when we all get together, I'm thinking of gay men when they're together. Do you know like how many gay guy friend groups there are where they all look the same, wear the same Speedos, and there's not a woman in sight?
Wild.
Except for on their phones when they're worshiping her. Drag, 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 get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
If there's not a they, them, or a she, her in the mix, you boys need some help.
Yeah.
What if you were a straight man?
I am.
You didn't know? You haven't heard?
What
I
if?
am. This is all for money, baby. It's in right now, but I'm about to do a big about face.
You're about to imagine your girlfriend reveal.
Oh my God.
Who would it be? Who is it?
Who is it?
Who is it really, actually?
It
Tell
would
us
have
now.
to be Holmes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We would be so good at it. Our lavender marriage would be so special.
Yeah.
that's really sweet.
Yeah, and
I
she
love
would.
that. Yeah. I love that. Gag or drag notes that start with, what if you just...
That's a drag.
Yeah.
That
Drag.
sounds too prescriptive.
Yeah. Love that. I love
Forceful.
giving a proper answer for that. That's
Yeah.
lovely. Gag or drag, queer people playing straight characters.
Queer people playing straight? Gag! 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 Get in there. And I don't care if the faggy little voice sticks around either. I don't care.
Yeah, we can suspend disbelief.
It's fake.
Yeah, we like musicals.
Yeah.
If we can believe that they're singing, we can believe that he's straight.
He's straight and he sounds like that. Next question.
Question. Maybe he has a speech impediment, you
Yeah.
ableist.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Yeah. Gag or drag, saying it's not that deep when it is.
Drag.
Drag.
It's that deep
We're
if I
past
say
that.
it is.
We're
Yeah.
past that turn of phrase.
If I say it's deep, it's deep.
You fucking better believe
and
me.
everything is deep. Get over it. Everything is that deep. I'm like opposite now.
Everything's deep. Get over it.
Everything's deep.
Gag or drag, the pressure to always be likable.
Drag.
Gag. Gag. Because I'm like, just do it.
Just be likable.
Just be likable.
Oh my god.
Just get a grip,
Why aren't
girl.
you being more likable?
Be likable.
Just do it. That's funny.
Gag or drag, calling something problematic instead of saying you just didn't like it.
Kind of gag, actually. Don't you think kind of gag?
a huge drag.
What
That's
I love about
horrible.
problematic is I don't call things problematic because I have
Right.
critical thinking skills, but I love that problematic has become a way for the dumb person to exercise superiority over a dislike.
Right.
I think that's actually kind of chic.
Yeah. yeah.
And the
They
dumb
hear
community
something
gets
one
so
time
little,
and
yeah.
decide that's how it is with zero gray area or nuance.
Yeah, they can't technically call it like misogynist or homophobic, so they go, it's
'Cause they don't know
problematic.
those words.
Yeah. I like problematic as like the dumb person's way to participate.
Yeah, I love that. That's a really joyful way to look at it. Gag or drag, straight comedians discovering they can't say anything anymore.
Ooh. Gag.
Gag! Oh, gag, I like it.
More of that. More of that.
I do kind of actually like it.
No, it's hilarious. At
'Cause
this
it's like,
point, it's so funny.
You weren't saying anything to begin with,
Right.
so it is kind of a gag, actually.
It's a Bill Maher gag.
Gag. Mar or drag? Mar or nar?
Okay, when we revisit this collaboration
It'll be
conversation in 10
Mar.
years, it'll be Mar or Nar.
Mar or nar.
I love it. Okay, last one. I think it's the last one. Let me make sure. Yes, it is. Okay, last one. Gag or drag, saying both sides about human rights.
I'm gonna go drag.
Drag.
I'm gonna go drag.
What are the both
was
sides?
waiting for you
yes
to
or no?
I'm gonna go drag. I'm gonna go drag despite wanting to go gag, just to
can't
see
be
if I
that
can find it on the way
contrarian.
down.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, you could definitely pull it off.
Yeah.
Just do it right now.
Oh, okay. So both sides, gag. It's what would it be? Gag.
Yeah.
Gag. Both sides about human rights. Gag. No, it does just have to be drag.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
Anything I'm
Well,
thinking
some
of
people
saying
don't
is like
deserve them.
it crosses into territory I can't get away with.
Totally.
You know, some people don't deserve them.
That's the answer.
That's what it is.
Yeah, fair.
That's the other
Gag.
side.
Okay, so full circle moments here. What would you tell, this is not gag or drag, but what would you tell your earlier selves about working together? So if you could have given yourselves like a cheat code about this collaboration, was there like a piece of advice you would have given yourselves?
I just saw something really stupid.
Do it.
This is the thing that Caleb hates the most out of anything that I do, so I would tell myself never to do this one thing. Sure.
Oh God, I hate sure.
I cannot say the word sure to Caleb.
Sure is like a dagger to the chest.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
agree with you. Sure is
I've
devastating.
never really been of this persuasion. I thought sure is a very like neutral, just like even positive, sure. He'll be
to me
like,
is
see you at the place at 7. Sure.
Yeah, sure is thumbs upping a text.
Every time I write sure in a text to Caleb, he's like, oh, so I'll just go kill myself then.
I'm not kidding.
Hates it.
I was flirting with a guy on Grindr the other day, and he had said he wanted to hook up that night. And so I messaged him. I said, hey, do you still want to come over? He said, sure. I said, say yes or I'm canceling.
Yeah.
Sure?
Sure.
I also don't accept sure during sex. If I say, do you want to do this?
What?
And they go, sure, pardon?
Well,
No.
that's nuts.
It's not like that's
the
what
same
everything
thing.
is. It's everything is
But not
that.
everything is during sex.
It is if you're with me.
Every interaction is
Sure,
sexual.
you're right. Sure, I think that is a great note. If you never use sure with me, we would be in such a
I
positive
forget
place.
too because I say that word very often and I forget that Caleb really hates it. And then it happened just the other day and I was like, why is he saying that? Because you said something like, well, I'll just fuck off and like not speak to you.
I asked
As
her
a
to
joke.
read some writing of mine that I'm
Yeah.
being very sensitive about right now. I'm not sharing it with anybody. She's the only person I'm showing it to.
And you said sure.
And she said sure.
Oops.
She said sure. And I text back and I said, we don't have to do this if you don't want to.
And then it took me a second. I was like, oh shit, I said the bad word.
Yeah.
And then we had a call and I was like, I'm so sorry.
Sure.
So
to me,
sorry about
sure
sure.
sounds like a favor.
Yes.
Right? Whether it's can you read
I
this?
hear
Sure.
you. I
Do you
hear
want to
you.
do this thing sexually? Sure.
Sure.
It sounds like they're doing you a favor.
Yeah.
And if it's about art or sex, I don't want favors.
I want
full
enthusiastic
enthusiasm.
consent in every aspect of my life.
Of course.
100
To coffee, to reading, to drinks, to sex, all of it.
enthusiasm.
What a cheat code to working with Caitie. It sounds like such a cop out. The first thing that comes to my head is just that you're so genuinely easy and delightful to work with. I'm like, it couldn't have been better for me, but a cheat code to working with Caitie.
Or if you can't think of one for Caitie,
Yeah.
anyone watch a cheat code to collaboration in general?
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously she's just the best collaborator ever. So you didn't need
No,
any
there's nothing
advice.
you have to learn.
No, but really, there's nothing to learn about Caitie. She's just like so, like does what needs to be done, turns things in on time. Like, can't think of someone better to work with.
Do you love a deadline? I love a deadline.
I need it. I don't get anything done. And by the way,
it to me.
something we didn't touch on at all, but is so important about collaboration is I need it for the deadlines. Like if Caleb is waiting for me to write a scene, I have to do it. If I'm doing something on my own, that script is never getting written.
Same.
I need people to tell me when they need something or it does not exist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Cheat code to collaboration, I would say, is something that Caitie and I definitely do have as well, is grace. Just like grace, have grace. Like, don't be so insistent. Like, if you ever were to miss a deadline or you ever were to like respond in a way that I wouldn't respond in a meeting, kind of on behalf of both of us or something, which you don't. But if Caitie ever were to do those things, I would 100% just chalk it up to like, we're having a bad day, we're having a weird moment. I think sometimes when you collaborate with people and they take things so personally and seriously and like intense, I'm like, have some grace. We're human beings.
Yeah.
This is also not, we are not at war. We don't work on the railroad. We
Yeah.
are not nurses and doctors.
Yeah.
We're playing make-believe. And so I think unless it's an egregious over and over and over kind of behavior, just let things be. It's okay. People can fuck up a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Is there one thing, because we talked about on Accident, which was wonderful, a lot about like making art for work, right? For executives, for this and that, for this and that. So just to sort of like wrap it up, do you guys have any advice to like aspiring people of like, yes, what we're doing is hopefully companies pay for it and they buy it. And that's in a lot of ways the goal, right? Because that's the only way to survive while doing it. Is there anything that like you feel like up and coming artists should protect as they like start to embark on like, okay, now my art is turning into business?
Sort of as I was touching on before, I think if everyone can accept that they have a particular point of view and that anything that you write will be unique because you've written it is really important to remember, which is why I've just like really decided on writing from my own perspective and sticking with that. And it turns out that that's like original enough to be compelling. I would say everyone should do that and just start from you, think about your experiences of life, your particular shades that you have on and go with that.
Yeah.
I think what I would say is search within yourself, and every time you're having a big meeting or something like that, you're about to send out writing or something, get very, very clear with yourself first, no matter how long it takes, before you take it to other people, and then help them to support you. So what I mean by that is like when I send something to my team to read or to look over or whatever, I send an idea to them, I will often tell them what I'm accepting in response. Like I will say, I don't want to hear a word about producibility. I don't want to hear about market mandates. I don't want to hear about whether or not HBO or Netflix would like it. I am accepting, did you think this was funny? I'm accepting, did you understand the vision? I'm accepting, did you hate this character in a way where you would watch it? I am accepting a number of things, but telling people what you don't want back sometimes can be the most helpful. There are times you'll send things out and you're accepting everything.
Yep.
But I think get really clear about what you do and don't want to hear. And that's not to say that you won't need to hear those things eventually. I always eventually open it up to all ideas.
Yep.
But sometimes it is nice to go into a thing, and it's not even about what notes you'll hear. Sometimes it's nice to go into a thing and go, hey, I'm pretty loose on whether or not this piece of work is going to be set in this place. I'm loose on the B story. I'm loose on this character's arc and whether or not these people get together. I'm really firm on it being about his journey through X. Just telling people like,
That
this
is
do you know what I mean?
awesome.
Being like, this is what I think the heart of it is. I'm feeling very protective of that. These things I'm willing to part with. What do you think?
That's
a huge skill.
I'm starting that today.
It's helpful.
That's really awesome.
It's helped me a lot, and it's something
I
I've
don't
gotten
really
better
do
at.
that. That's huge.
It's really helpful. Well, people think you can't because they think it's that they think it's anti-collaborative.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
anti-collaborative. You eventually you have to open it up. That's part of it. You
Yep.
can't do this in isolation. I am saying eventually you have to open up to everything. But what it does is it helps you get to the next step in a way that feels safe to you because your work is precious.
Yeah.
And it is special. And that you shouldn't be like, I'll never part with this joke. But you should be like, hey, right now, I don't want to hear about what the market demands of my work. Right now,
Yep.
I want to hear, do you care about this character and his story?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm gonna literally start using that today because I'm executive producing this album and there's like a pretty young A&R on the project, and he keeps just getting like the initial demos, and he moves right to like detailed production notes, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And so instead of me just hating him,
Right.
I should say to him, hey, right now we're just listening to like super bird's eye view the song.
Yeah.
There's no need to talk about production notes until we all decide we like the song. But I'm not telling him that. So he's just going right to the thing that he wants to talk about, which is like the geeky production because that's what he's into.
And you can also make it about you, which is a very helpful thing with executive notes, like what you're saying, where it's like, for my brain, for what I need right now, like do me a favor and only give me notes on this particular thing because this is what I'm thinking about right now, so that they don't feel, put out or like
That's a
reprimanded.
huge cheat code in general. It's not saying like, you need to stop what you're doing. It's going like, it would really help me a lot. It making it be like, I kind of have a deficiency.
Such a dumbass.
I'm not
need
able
you
to
to-
work in the way that you are, and I feel
Yeah.
so stupid about it. Maybe you could do me a favor.
Yeah.
It helps.
That's fucking awesome.
So yeah, playing dumb once again.
Playing
Gag.
Tim, well,
And that's that. I just have to say that's just finding success as a woman.
By the way,
It's like we already
Explain it to
know,
me.
but everyone's gonna be like, "You're a bitch" if you don't
Think this
say it
joke
that
could
way.
what about jokes?
I got my period today, so I'm not really in my right mind. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you both so much.
Oh my God,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Hello, everyone's favorite part of every podcast where we say please follow and subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen so you don't miss future conversations. And also, pretty please take a cute little second to rate the show. It's one of the biggest ways you can support us. See you next Wednesday.